Good afternoon and welcome to Yarn Lane. I'm trying to make it a bit different, aren't I? Because it's the same set, same desk, same me, just different. Do you know what? I cannot tell you how popular Yarn Lane is. We thought, you know, oh, it'll be a slow burner. It's a fabulous idea. We cannot believe how much you're loving it and how much you're getting into it and getting behind it and everything like that. So thank you very, 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 very much for that. Now, Wendy's here with me. We'll start the demo in a secondo, but this is something that I've never, ever, ever seen before. It's called Off the Hook, and I'll show you the things that have been made, right? Things that Wendy's made, right? Cushion cover. Just wait for Jeremy to come in on that one. Gorgeous. So that's a cushion cover. Hat that Hannah has tried on this morning with all her hair. Do you know what? Make a lovely tea cozy. Because you could push your spout through that. Look. Push your spout through there. Or a big egg, an ostrich egg as an egg. They sell those in Waitrose. I don't know if they've got them this year. I haven't seen them this year. Or, this is nice. This is what I like. Oh, I might need mine a bit bigger than that, actually. It's like a cowl, isn't it? A cowl. Watch. Oh, I haven't got my glasses on. No, I'm not going to do the moody Oscar Wilde today. I'll do the carefree 70s child. Right, okay. Now, look. Now, Wendy hasn't made these, but these are others we got on offer today. Blue Star. Cushion front of a jumper. I don't know if you could sew it into a jumper. Oh, look. Heart. They're laughing because they didn't think I had a heart. Oh, he's turned right bitter, that Jeremy, isn't he? Right, okay, so let me just explain. I'll do the sales thing first, and then we'll get on with the thing. So now, if you want to make any of these, this one, or this one. Oh, no, hang on, I've got that wrong. That one and that one. No, I know that. No, it's fine. So you need to, basically, you buy in 3 balls, right? You buy in 3 balls. On the website, it looks like you're only buying 1 ball. So let's do the pink, first of all. So you are going to get, for this price here, you are going to get 3 pink balls, right? No, we're not revealing what's special about it yet. No. I'm just going through all the science, first of all. So this is Off the Hook. This is called Secret Princess. You get all 3 of these for £19.49. Right? Then we have this one here. Again, you get all 3 balls. They'll come in a cellophane all together, right? This is Unicorn, this one's called. I can't tell you, this is one of those really, really touchy-feely gorgeousness, right? So you get 3 of those for £19.49. Then we have this one here. Not called blue, is it? It's a kind of salt. I'd call this one salt and pepper. I don't know what they've called it. Snowy Cosmo, this is called. You get all 3 of those for your £19.49. So now those, right, now, if you most want to go, how do I make it? What do I think? We'll tell you in a minute how to get free patterns. We'll show you in a minute how to get free patterns for the cowl, the hat, the cushion cover, or other things are on there as well. Now, these 2 here are more specific, right? These ones, you just make a random pattern or a plain pattern within the thing, right? This one, oh, okay. In a minute, let me do this one then. There is another colourway in this, which is a lovely pale green, which I've got here, which Wendy's got, right? That one's called Seafoam. Seafoam. Again, you'll get the 3 balls. Graphics will come in Seafoam. You haven't seen it yet. It's on Wendy's desk. Oh. Did Rebecca Reed take it? Wait. No, got it. There's the colour. This is Seafoam. right? You get 3 again. You do get 3 of those for your £19.49. So those 4 colours, you'll either use 1 ball, 2 ball, 3 ball, depending on what your patterns are, which Wendy will go more into in a second, right? However, these, this blue and white one is called Magic, and you make this specific pattern from these. Again, you buy 3 balls. The 3 balls come in the kit, but you can make the star. You make the star with that one. Okay? And then last but not least, if you want this gorgeous pink heart, you buy this bundle of 3 pink balls, $26.99. Magic heart and magic star they were. That's the magic heart, that's the magic star. £26.99. Now, before we start doing the demonstration, I want to tell you where you go to get your free patterns. They're a free download pattern. So you go to the Yarn Lane website, right? Do you press watch live? You press watch live. And then there's all the products, right? Now, you see there, that's what I want to point out. The reason I said earlier about having 3 in a bag is it looks like you're only getting 1 there, doesn't it? But you get 3 with all of those, right? So click on the seafoam one, which is one that Wendy's going to... more details, please, Hannah. There you go. Underneath, you're looking here in the description, that bit that you highlight there, you copy and paste that. This will be interesting now. Oh, she can't do it for you. Right, they are all your PDFs to copy and paste, right? Okay. Oh, I see. They're different ones. So don't try and highlight all of it like Hannah just was. So that's one, which is the cow. That one is the cushion. Anyway, what you have to do is you have to cut and paste it. You have to, but it's free. It's completely and utterly free. Just download there and you'll get the free patterns. Now, if you're like me, you must be sitting at home going, what the flipping heck is it? I don't even know what's this. He hasn't got any knitting needles. He hasn't got a crochet hook. Oh, hang on. Hannah wants to say something else. Yeah. Okay, just to show you, what Hannah's saying is the cow, because we can't show it to you, the cow, you use 1 ball to make a cow, but 3 balls to make a baby blanket. But you can look, you can see all that. You can see all that. So, but if you want to buy, you are getting 3 in, so you can make 3 cows if you wanted to. Anyway, I have no idea what this is whatsoever. I came in this morning. Well, no, we actually got it out last night when we were prepping, and I was like, Hannah, there's no sticks, there's no hooks, there's no nothing. And she's like, I know how it works. I know. I'll tell you in the morning. I'll tell you in the morning. Anyway, Wendy's here to tell you exactly how it works because I still don't really have any idea. She says it's simple. She says it's fun. And you can make gorgeous things like this and this and this. I still have no idea. So, Wendy, it's over to you.
But there is a reason why you have a ball of wool over there, John.
No.
Yes,
no.
You will. Before the end of the hour, you will have taken the band off and be having a play.
No, I'm not allowed to because it's for sale. Anyway, go on.
I've got the other 2.
Okay, go on. So what do we do?
All you need are these.
Yeah, but you haven't got fingers like mine. But
you could do it. All you need are your fingers. You don't need anything else to do this. And this is an amazing introduction for maybe if you want to start showing children how to knit, because it will show you how the purl stitch and the knit stitch are formed. But you can just make beautiful things with it. The cushion was such fun to make.
So is it, so, well, I'll wait till, I'm not even going to ask any questions.
Yes, so I've made a cow, I've made a hat, and when I say a cow, it's a cowl. It's got an L on it.
It's, cowl!
Yes, it's a cowl. It's
Sorry,
not,
Hannah was saying cow, and I was thinking, oh, that's interesting, make a cow. Cowl.
To go around your neck.
She's or we
call them.
Gone all quiet on
she
me.
has gone quiet on us. We call them snoods, so,
right.
Or cows, but that's just around your neck, and that only takes 1 ball.
Yes.
Now, you were saying, John, about you can make 3 hearts. What I would do is the pink that you have with the plain cushion works perfectly with that. So if you can afford it, I would buy 1 of the plain and one of the
So you get three planes and
three
three
hearts,
yeah.
and then I would make 3 cushions, because if you've got like grandchildren,
oh,
or
and
children,
you can use that to make the back of the cushion.
I wouldn't waste the back on.
Another heart.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I would have plain on the back and then the heart. Or if you got one of the star and one of the heart, then you could put them 2 together.
Yeah, definitely.
To make...
Oh, definitely. But I think what people want to do is they don't know what it is.
Oh, now let's
Before
show
they're
them.
going to invest
let's
in any of
show
these,
them.
let's show them how it is, how it works.
So when you get, and this is, I wanted to show you, I didn't want to have anything prepared for this part. I wanted to show you exactly what happens when you get it home. So you take your band off, and it's just...
You find the end.
You find the end. That's the hardest part of this, is find it.
That is.
I found it, and that's it. That is it, John.
Right.
How? Yeah, I can see you're not convinced here at the moment. I'm going to have it.
I can't see how it works.
Yeah.
I just can't see. Because what I thought in my brain, I didn't realise it had loops till you showed me. I thought it was going to be like that thing when you're little and you get a ball of your nan's wool and you put 2 over your head, take the back one and put it over the front one. Then you do another loop, take the back one.
Oh, this is much more advanced now.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is much
But that's
more
what it
advanced.
kind of reminds me of. But you wouldn't get things like this on that. But.
And you will find that most of the patterns just simply do that one stitch.
This one.
That one. But I'm going to show you in a moment,
Right.
if you change the position of where you start your wool, then you can do ribbed.
Right.
And how amazing would that be as a scarf? That would be an incredible scarf.
Yeah, oh no, totally.
Or you could make a cowl with it as well.
Cowl.
And with a cowl. And it's simply where you position your yarn when you start. So I'm going
Okay, before we start, you called it wool. It's actually 100% polyester, because we had a lady the other day messaging going, John, you're calling it wool, is it made of wool? They're all 100% polyester. We call it wool/yarn or something like that.
It used to be, when I was small, it used to be wool.
Yeah.
There was no such thing as, they wouldn't call it yarn.
No.
But now we call it yarn. So yarn and wool, they are technically the same thing,
Oh, yeah,
even though they're not, because they'll be made up of different things.
And also some people are allergic to wool, so won't come in to buy it if it says it's wool.
Definitely, but as when you generalise something in a pattern, you would call it wool or yarn. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the cushion.
Right.
I'm going to start to make the cushion. It took me less than an evening to make all 3.
Oh, wow, okay.
It really is a speedy.
And so how many balls to make a cushion, say?
You need 2 balls to make the cushion. So with out of the pack, you could make a cushion and a cowl, or a cushion and a hat. So when you break it down to how cost effective it is, and what I did with the cushion, because it comes out as a 14-inch cushion, I actually had that left from the 2 balls, John.
Oh, okay, okay.
So
it's less than 2, so like 3/4 of a ball.
So probably what I would do next time is I would have probably worked out if I could have got away with doing another couple of stitches to make it a bit bigger. Yeah. But certainly go by the pattern first, because
well, of course, if it's a new skill, definitely.
And I because obviously I sew as well, so I made my own inner, because it was a 14-inch inner. So I cut a 14.5-inch square. 2 lots, and then I just stuffed it.
Right, okay.
So then it gave me my 14-inch. So all we're going to do, and it tells you in the pattern, so we're going to, I think this one, I will just check, but I'm sure this one, because I've made so many, I've had so much fun with these, I think this one, right, so we need to count out 23 loops, but we're only going to be working on 21. And the reason for that, John, is these first 2 loops we're going to snip in a moment, well, at the end, and then we use it to sew back in. Right. So that's going to be our tail, so to speak. So we want to count out 23 and try and keep them as flat as you possibly can.
Right. So is it definitely working at a table craft rather than sitting in front of the
For the first few rows, definitely. I mean, I do a lot of my working on the floor, so as long as you have somewhere flat to lay it at first.
Can you do it on a tray if you're sitting?
You could do it on a tray.
Yeah.
You absolutely. You'll find that once you've gone to about row 3, you'll just be able to hold it in your hands. Yeah. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to put my tail to the left. Right. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20, 23. So I've got my 23 stitches. Right. And I didn't bring, but if you want to put a stitch marker in there.
Oh, I've got stitch markers.
Have you got a stitch marker, John?
Can't have them, it's closed.
No, that's fine.
I've got stitch markers, haven't I?
That's absolutely fine. If you want to put a stitch marker in that end just to show where you're going to be making your first stitch, then that's fine.
Jeremy?
I think he wants you, Joe.
I've got to wait for the camera to come round. There you go. 14.99 they are, different size stitch markers. So you put one in at the
I would just put one in on the number 23,
on 23,
just so I know where the start of the row.
Okay,
you don't have to, because you'll see now I'm literally going to start working straight away.
On number 23?
On number 23.
Oh, okay.
So number 23 all the way back, and then I'll leave those two, so
Right.
I've only got 21. And then what you do, you want, and this is called the working yarn. So the yarn that is coming from the ball of wool is, so this bit here is called your working yarn.
Right.
So you place your working yarn behind, and then I've got, this is my first stitch.
That's number 24.
No, that's number 23.
You've still got 23.
Yeah, I've still got 23, so that
Yeah.
would have had a stitch marker.
Yeah.
And then all we're going to do, and try and keep it nice and flat,
Yeah.
we're just going to take the next one, so you can see that you've got all these loops along this
Yeah.
row here, all these loops here.
Yeah.
So we're just going to take the next one, and we're going to put it behind and pull it through. And that's it, John. That is my stitch.
So you've pushed 24 from behind
Into
number
23. So then 25 would go into 22,
see, now I've got it
26
now.
would go into...
Yeah.
So the only thing that you need to remember here is that don't miss a stitch, because if you miss a loop, you're going to have a baggy
Well, it's
loop
like
at the
dropping a
back.
stitch, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Again, it's not the end of the world unless you're doing the star and the heart, because
Yeah.
they need to be exact. So then all we do is take the next one,
Yeah.
and then we get the next...
So 25 goes through 22. No, maybe I shouldn't
Exactly.
do that, because that sounds going to sound complicated.
But I know what you're saying. And then you just pull that back working yarn loop through. And that's
Right.
it.
Okay.
But so remember, all you need to do is make sure that you go along the next one, along this row, with the next one from this yarn.
Okay.
And that literally is it. So
But then, right, so you need to go along, because you said even though you counted 23, you only used 21. So you're going to carry on along there to number 3.
Until number 3, and then 1 and 2 won't be worked on.
Okay.
So, and that's all we do. So we take, sorry Joe, we take the working yarn loop and we pull it from the back through to the front of the one in the row. So we've got our loop in the row, we take our working yarn loop and pull it up and through, and that creates.
And they don't slip out.
I knew
then?
that. I just going to say, John's going to say, are they going to come
Yeah.
undone? Because, I mean, you can feel it. They are so super chunky,
Yeah.
but they're also very slightly, I want to say knobbly, and that's not the word I'm looking for, but there's some resistance there to it.
Well, it's like a chenille almost,
It is,
isn't it?
almost, and it has the feel of it. It's absolutely
Yeah.
gorgeous. And all I'm doing, and what I'm going to do, I'm purposely not going to do that one, just to show you, John. So I keep going along merrily on my way, and then I find that I've missed one. I should have done that one.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. All you need to do is just pull them back through again
Right.
until you get to where you missed one and pick it up. It's very easy to undo it.
Right.
And
What happens
redo
if,
it.
oh no, because you'd know, but oh no, what happens if you get to the end of doing the whole cushion and there's one of those sticking out?
What I would suggest is that after every row, you just have a look.
So double check.
Just have yes, just get to the end or every couple of rows, because it really is that simple to undo it. Don't tug it or pull it, just tease it, because you don't want to break.
So you're not pulling any tension on them. You're literally
Not
just
at all.
putting the loop through the loop, loop through the loop.
That's exactly what you're doing. And to create this plain stitch, we're just taking the working yarn, which is behind at the moment, and we're pulling it back through the stitch. So we're pulling it back through the stitch.
Yeah.
And you can see that I'm nearly at the end, and that's how quick one row is to do, John.
Right.
And I've got to my 2 loops. So remember, those 2 loops, I want them to be my tail.
Okay, so you just leave them as 2 loops.
But what I would do, I would actually cut them, John. Oh, don't do that. Right.
So cut them as in, well, I'll watch
Right.
now.
Yes, you need to watch it. Because you want to be cutting down the middle here.
Right.
Don't be tempted to chop it off there or chop it off here.
Yeah.
You've got to go down, and I'm using rather a large pair of scissors, but you've just got to go down.
Oh, I see.
the
So you're
middle.
not cutting it so it breaks the
Not
thread
at all.
or the
You
yarn.
want to create
You're just
that
getting
tail.
rid of the loopy bit, the thing that's
Exactly.
making the loop.
So it's probably a good idea to do it at this stage, John,
Yes.
because then you're not tempted to work into
Yes,
those.
exactly.
So we just clip in between them.
Okay, so you've now got a much longer tail.
And now I've got a tail, which
Right.
means that I can thread that in once I've finished.
Okay.
They just tell you to do two, and on the patterns they will tell you how many loops to leave for your
Oh,
tail.
do you need a different tail for different projects?
It's not always two.
Right.
So you will need a different tail,
Okay.
but the patterns do explain that. And then all we do now, so we've done our first row. It might decide to play up a bit, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Once you've done 2 or 3 rows, it's fine. But now we keep it exactly where it is. And
Okay, can I just ask, how does it explain this in the instructions? Are there pictures or are there just words?
Words.
Right, okay.
But it will tell you which side you need to have your
Yeah.
tail. Well, they call it the end. I call it
Yeah.
the tail, but it would tell you. Yes, it is very self-explanatory. The great thing about this is I've never done it. I've never done this before. And I made these, say, in an evening. And it is a fantastic project. They make fantastic tree presents, little Christmas
Oh,
presents.
yeah, definitely.
Well, I would say it'd be a little bit more because you're getting the 3 balls, so it's a little bit more than a tree present, but it would make a fantastic Christmas present because, especially for children, it teaches them the structure of how the stitches are formed.
I was thinking about making them things so you could make. How many was it? 1 for a cowl.
So one for a cowl.
So you can make 3 cowls for people out of 1 kit. So if you've got 3 in the family and you want to make them each a cowl, you can do it rather than buy them the yarn. You do it for them.
And you have so much fun doing it. It really is fun. But you need 1 for a cowl and 1 for a hat. So you could make them a hat and
and a hat, yeah.
But I love the cows, and you've
What
tried
about
it on.
mittens? Have we made mittens?
I haven't worked that out yet.
Can I just ask Hannah? Hannah, you said there's lots of films on YouTube. Did you just put in? What did you put in? Oh, Off the Hook. So if you go to YouTube and put in Off the Hook, there's loads and loads and loads of videos on YouTube as well.
But it is really, really easy. All the thing to remember is that you've got your working yarn here, and that's where you change the position of your working yarn, and we'll show you in a minute, is how you change your stitch. So all we do, we leave it how it is.
Okay, go on.
Yes, that's fine.
No, I'll wait, because I might be jumping
just
around.
on a row. So
Yes.
that's our first row, and you can see that, okay, they're looking a little bit higgledy-piggledy because they're all...
But then knitting looks higgledy-piggledy on a needle at that
But it does
stage,
at the
doesn't it?
moment, because some I may have pulled through a little bit more than others. But now it will even out as you do more rows. So we leave it where it is, and we're just now going to go back that way. So we take the first stitch. Remember, we've cut the 2 off that we didn't need, and that is probably, I would suggest that people do that. So that we've now got our tail, so we do exactly the same. The first stitch will have the next stitch on the working yarn threaded through the back of it.
Right.
So the next stitch will have the next yarn on a stitch on the working yarn threaded through the back of it. So you're simply pulling it through from the back, and I am pulling it a little bit further up this time, but it doesn't matter because each time you do the next row, it's going to even it out.
Yeah.
And I do an awful lot of crochet and knitting, and I've never had anything that works up as quick as this.
Well, I was going to say, the thickness of the yarn and the thickness of the stitches, it's going to work up quickly, isn't it?
It is, and it's so soft. I was very, very shocked how soft it was. So is that what you're going to ask me?
No, my question was, but I can see it on this. So to make the cushion, you just make a long strip, a long piece.
strip.
Yeah.
And then you would, it doesn't tell you in rows, it tells you in inches. So it tells you to keep going for X amount of inches. Then you fold it in half. I would sew the 2 sides up first, because obviously you won't have to sew the top because it's folded. And then I would insert the cushion, then sew the bottom. But it is such fun. It's one of those crafts that I think, oh, I'm not going to want to enjoy doing that, and it's just got literally hooked. So
the thing is, this is good for. I don't want to keep blaming the pandemic for everything, but we all need something to take our minds off what's going on. And I stupidly have been eating cake and watching too much television.
You need to be doing something with your hands.
You do, really. But this is kind of something that is just going to, I don't want to call it mindless because that's a horrible word, but it's something that you can get lost in, and either you can watch a telly, listen to music, listen to a play or whatever, but you can just, it's just that something that is, it's about mindfulness, isn't it? It's basically, you can just keep doing it, and you think, get to the end of the line, or just do another line, just do another line, and not...
It really is that. I was thinking, because one night I wanted to go to bed, and it's like, no, I know, I want to make that. And I thought, just one more.
Yeah.
And before I knew it, I'd made the cushion, and you just, it does work up really, really quick. And all you need to remember is the next loop that's from the working yarn goes into the next stitch. So don't miss any out, unless, of course, I've not found a pattern yet that tells you to do that, and I can't think why you'd want a drop stitch at the back. But please don't worry if you do have done a couple of rows and think, oh, you can actually, if you want to, you can either just poke it in and hide it.
Now, I'm going to ask a question. You might not know the answer, but I think you can come up with one. If I bought the pale green one and the pink one, and I wanted to do a striped cushion, can I change, have I jumped ahead?
Not at all.
Can I change the colour halfway along, like you do with knitting, you know what I mean?
You will. There's nothing to stop you doing that. So now if I were to put on another colour, but you would probably have to, you wouldn't, normally when you do different colours, you would carry the wool up the side.
Yes.
I think it's going to be too fat to do that.
Right.
But there's certainly nothing to stop you just completing the rows and then use the next colour. You're just going
to have
you'll have the tails.
So if you do 4 inches of the green, then start on the pink, you'll just have a tail
that
at the start of the pink.
That would be
Then you do 4 inches of the pink and then start the green. And then, so if you did buy that colour and that colour together, you could make a striped cushion or a striped cowl or a striped hat or whatever.
But that's what I wouldn't try, because what you could do, you could maybe cut one of the loops so that the wool could elongate, so you could carry it up the side, but I wouldn't do that.
No.
I would actually start a new colour and then do it that way, because I think that would look much nicer.
But as long as you've got the tails,
you'd have to keep
you
have to have your tails, because you'd want to be able, don't just or saying that, I'm just trying to think, yes, because you would have to cut one of them off to start the next one, because I was thinking you could start the loop in the next one without a tail, but you would need to be able to.
So you get to the end of this row.
Yeah, and then I would just start.
And then start the next one. And then would you cut the green one off 2 loops further back?
Personally, if it was me, I would make sure I had 2 tails so that I could then tie them together and weave them in.
Yes, so, oh, go on.
But if I'm thinking when you start the new colour, if you almost started with no tail at all, it's just like you're doing the next stitch.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to do exactly what you've done.
With the first colour.
So with the first colour, you have 23, and the 2 at the end you make into a tail. When I then come to do the next one, I wouldn't start at the end of the pink one. I'd start 3 in, do that, and that. And then when you come back, you've then got those 2 to snip
that's a good
like
idea.
you did with that one. So you'll end up with a tail that big at the end of the green. When you finish the green one, you've got a tail that's the size of 2 hoops and a pink one that's the size of 2 hoops. Go backwards, and then when you come to do it, you could tie the pink one and the green one together.
That's the way that I would have done it, but I've just thought that if you started without a tail, then surely that would just be the stitch would be the stitch. But
I just worried that the first one might slip out.
I'm going to have a play with that. Actually, now
it's just a thought. I don't want to cause any. I was just thinking about.
But that's how my mind works. Well, no one can get in my mind. No one knows how my brain works. But with this one, and I will just, because this literally is going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards until you get all the way to, I can't remember how many inches.
Yeah.
And then you just fold it in half and sew it around the cushion.
Okay, so then I've just got to ask. Princess says, my mum loves to knit, but her painful arthritis in her hand, she struggles to hold the knitting needles. Now, maybe this would be a great way for her to carry on with her hobby, because you're still going to have a bit of dexterity, but it's not like knitting, is it, where you're kind of doing that?
My mum had arthritis and she struggled with the knitting, and especially my mum used to do a lot of thin wool, and you have really tiny needles, so I made sure that I gave her chunkier wool and chunkier needles, but of course even that in itself, then you had the weight. So with this you have no weight at all, because you can leave it all down if you want to. As you get more rows, you can lift it up. So the only thing that so if you just want to watch me doing it, this is what my hands do. So if her mum is able to have her hands in this position, I can't see any reason why not. But you can sit at the desk, she can sit at the dining room table and do it, then she's not actually holding anything. There's no weight to it. Just the two hooks.
And it doesn't matter how long it takes you because it's
Not
kind
at
of...
all. Not
right,
at
okay,
all.
so my next question, before I just recap these balls, is how did you sew it together? What did you use? So you did a piece that was about 28 inches long, which meant you then had 3 seams to sew. What did you use to sew it up?
Don't judge me, John. I must admit I did snip some loops because I wanted the same wool. So it was a bit of a waste.
No. So I don't know.
So what I did is I took some loops.
Off the main ball?
I just
and then tied it together.
And I just snipped them so that it became like a piece
long
of cotton.
piece of thread,
but it wasn't, it was earth.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, and that's a little bit of a waste.
But how did you... No, I'd sew it together. It'd be like crochet when you sew crochet together.
But some people may have a ball of like double knit that's the same colour as this, so I wouldn't waste.
Oh, I don't know. But anyway, what needle did you use? Did you use your
again,
finger again?
No. You've got. They were supposed to be on here. The needles that have got that big loop at the end.
That's why they were there.
Exactly.
Hannah. We've sold out of those.
You've sold. Oh, sorry.
So is it like a hook thing that you can?
It's like a big wool darning needle, and you would be able to get this through a big one.
Oh, okay. So.
But of course, the one that you had the big plastic loop on, which is much easier to work with.
Okay, they will be back in stock. We haven't got those in stock because they must use those for something
And keep an
else.
eye out for those if they do come back in stock.
They are on their way back. They're on their way back because they were scheduled for
But yes,
today.
if you've got the biggest wool darning needle that you can get, you will be able to get that through. And then I just sewed it over and over and over. And because it was the same wool, you can't really see, can you?
No, that's why I'd want to use that, because even if you used a knitting wool, I think somewhere in the open weave of this, you'd see it. Whereas this way, you can't see that. You can see that it's stitched together, but you have no.
Yes.
You can't see what it's stitched together with.
So the only other thing that I want you to show on these, John, is that this is brilliant. I hate casting. I hate casting off. I don't like it. It's one of my bugbears. So I've done my complete cushion now, John. You can see that it's like really, really, really long, can't you?
Yeah.
So
28 inches.
Yeah. So that's it. So I'm just going to cast it off now. So remember, well, we didn't really even cast on, did we?
No,
we just had our 23 stitches. And all we do now is we want to work towards the working yarn. So the opposite end to this is where we start. And keep up with this one then, John, because this is quick. You literally take loop 2 and push it through loop 1. So I've still got hold of loop 2.
Right.
So I pull it over. So that's still loop 2.
Yeah.
So then I take loop 3.
Yeah.
And push it through loop 2, but it's still loop 3 because I've still got hold of it.
Yeah.
And then you could take loop 4 and push it through loop 3.
Right, okay.
So I'm sorry, John, if you'd have got your ball of wool practicing over there, then you'd have been able to have a go, wouldn't you? No, I'm not going to convince you.
Right, hang on, I've got some messages, or a message from Rosemary just come in. It says, hi John and Wendy, would this be good for my 9-year-old granddaughter? She can knit, but it takes her forever. And that's Rosemary in Northamptonshire.
Oh my goodness, I remember those days when I was little. I used to go, Mum, I've dropped a stitch. And she'd go, oh, I can't do it just yet. And I'd have to sit and wait till she picked my stitches up. This would be absolutely perfect.
So I can see now how you're finishing that off.
So you literally put like the next one along this goes into the previous one, but you still keep hold of that one.
But then when you get to this end,
yes.
right, while you carry on to the end, when you get to the end, don't do anything. I'm just going to do the 3 bundles that you can do this in, because those are specific, right? 4 bundles that you can do these in. Right, seafoam first of all, which is the one Wendy's using. Again, I've only got one here. You get 3 balls for this amount, £19.49. This is the seafoam. You get 3 of those for £19.49. 3 would make a baby blanket, 1 would make a hat, 1 would make a cowl, 2 will make a cushion cover. Make your decision now, as they say. Right, okay, so that's the seafoam one. Then I'll do the pale pink one. Pale pink most popular. Pale pink is the most popular. They call it Secret Princess. Hannah, you should get this. You think you're a princess. Anyway, 3 balls, £19.49. Okay. Then I've got 2 of the mottled, or the variegated. I've got unicorn. I thought when we were doing this yesterday that we were going to make a unicorn. I didn't realise it was the colour. I didn't know that's what colour they were. They are, apparently, Hannah said. She's got a pet one in her garden. A unicorn. And then this is one I called Salt and Pepper, and I can't remember what they called it. Festive something, was it?
Cosmo.
Snowy, not festive. Cosmo. Snowy Cosmo. I wonder what that means. Snowy Cosmo. Anyway, it's gorgeous. It's lovely. So that any of those balls, you get 3. If you buy for £19.49, you get 3 balls, right? 3 balls of that. So 2 to do a cushion cover, 1 to do a hat, 1 to do a cowl. Right. Before we go any further, I want to see how you, when you get to the end of the row, how you stop it all unravelling. So
I've just got to the end here, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off how many loops I think I'm going to need to be able to sew back in. So I'm going to go for 2.
Does it tell you on the pattern?
I don't know if it does actually, but by then you've probably come pretty much to the end of your wall.
Oh, okay. So it might be that it's the end of the ball anyway.
It might be. And I'm just going to do 2.
Yeah.
And that was twisted, so I had to be really careful where I cut that, because you want to make sure they're not twisted, because you need to go through the centre of the loop.
So you cut it like you did the tail at the beginning?
Yes, that's all you do. And then we do this last one.
So you're making,
I'm making another tail. And then all we do is put our tail through that last one. And then you sew it in.
Oh, just do one?
That's it.
You see, I'd be tempted to go through a few, but yeah, you only need to go through one.
What I would say though, is I would then weave it, make sure you weave it back in, as with knitting and crochet.
Yes.
And then weave it back again. So if you kind of weave it in an S shape, then it won't come undone. I always liken it to like something dropping down the toilet. If you haven't flushed it, well, not that you'd want to, but if it's all the time it's gone around the S bend, you won't get it back. So that's a bit like that.
It's like one of the embroidery things, isn't it, where you or when you're hand quilting, you put it in, you pull it through there, take it through the wadding. Or like when Jo Carter does her face of her dolls, she pulls it in, but then it goes through and it's hidden inside, but it's woven through the wadding.
You don't want to give it the chance to be able to just pull out. So that's what I would do. But that is that.
Okay.
I just would like to quickly show you though, because there are going to be people out there that will, like me, literally within 10 minutes, it's like, yes, I love this. What can I make? Yes. Now, you can create a pearl stitch as well.
Right, so this isn't in the pattern.
This is just me. This is just me doing what I just do. Because this is just like, it's so hard to explain how soft and squidgy this is. And I think this would make the most amazing scarf. You'd probably get a scarf out of 2 balls.
I was going to say, are you going to use more? Are you going to use more of the yarn doing this?
You will, because as you can see that the pearl is pulling it in. And if I were making a scarf, I might do another couple. It's a little bit narrow for me, but I just wanted to show the technique. And it's exactly the same. So we know how to do our plain stitch, because we've been doing that all along. So we have our working yarn at the back of the stitch.
Right, go to the beginning, right? So the first row, you chose how many loops you were going to have.
So this one, 2, 4, 6, 8. I just chose 10.
10. No. So
but I did 12 loops and worked on 10 and cut the 2 off for my tail.
Okay, so the bottom row
determines how wide your scarf is.
Yes, but did you just do all plain going on the bottom row?
No, I just had loops, didn't I? So
but when you came back,
when I started the pattern.
Okay.
Yeah, because the first row of loops are kind of like your cast on row in effect of knitting.
So you have your 12 loops, or however many loops you want. Then when you come back, you start doing
this method, and then it's exactly the same. Perfect. Now, if you do something that's divisible by 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, then you will have plain pearl, plain pearl, plain pearl. So mine weren't, which means that I've got 2 plain on that side and 2 pearl on that side. That's the look I particularly wanted. And then all we need to do, so with the plain we know how to do, that we have the working yarn at the back. So we must again take the next stitch, just pull it through
from
the front,
the back to the front.
From the back to the front. So another plain, back to the front, and this pattern is simply 2 plain, 2 pearl, 2 plain, 2 pearl, 2 plain. Now we're going to get onto our pearl, so we want to bring the working yarn to the front, and you've described it perfectly. You're pulling the plain from back to front. Now with the pearl, we're pushing the working yarn from the front through to the back.
When you're knitting, knit 1, pearl 1, is that the same? Is
exactly.
It 2 that way and 2, or however many?
Well, it depends, yeah. If I do like a chunky rib on mine, so I like to do a minimum of 2, so it gives a nice chunky rib. Yeah, but that's all you do. You do plain pearl, plain pearl. So a pearl
is a back to front knit, or knit is a back to front pearl.
Yeah, because with a plain you push the yarn to the back. With a pearl you bring it to the front. So this is exactly what we're doing. So I just show, just in case someone wants to do that. So remember, the pearl, we have the working yarn at the front, and this time we're pushing from front to back. So now we're going to do plain. So we just take the working yarn to the back, and then we pull the back to the front, and that's all you do to create your rib stitch. And I just think this is an amazing. So the pearl, we bring the working yarn to the front, and then we push the loop from the front to the back.
Right, I've got a question here from Leslie. Now, Leslie, would it be suitable for a bath mat? It's washable. It's washable at 30 degrees, so you can put it in the wash. I'd just be frightened that the edges would curl up. Sorry, Hannah?
I wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, there's no slip resistance, because whenever we do a Quilt As You Go thing, we have to say about there's no slip resistance.
I absolutely wouldn't put it for a bath mat.
Okay, there you go.
So because of the fluidity of it, you're just going to go, I personally wouldn't.
Which depends if you've got carpet or if you've got wooden floor. But anyway, no, okay? Yeah. So in that way, Leslie, no. No.
And also, I don't know how absorbent it'd be if you trod on it, because that's the whole point of a bath mat, is to just like when you drip. Yeah,
I might make slippers out of it though. Again,
yeah.
Big cosy slippers to watch in front of the telly. I'd do that. Right, okay. So now we've covered that one. I just need to ask about these. So I'll just tell you again what the graphics are and how much they are and everything. So we have the blue star one here. Again, you get the 3 balls in a packet. £26.99. Now, I am presuming that each ball will make 1 star, but we'll ask Wendy about that in a second. So that one there, you get 3 balls. I'm just looking to see if there's any. Anyway, that's a blue star, and that's what it makes. That's what it makes. Is that if you start knotting it, that's what it makes, right? And then we've got the pink heart, which is this one. Again, you get 3 balls, £26.99. Okay, now I'm intrigued by these ones. So the pattern for these, where's the pattern for this? Is that was on that free downloady thing?
Yes, it is.
Okay, we'll have to find that out and put it on the website. No, here you go.
No, it is.
It says there's a video on the packet. Yeah, on the packet, it tells you about the video to go to do it. That's what it says. So it gives you a website to go to do it. Right.
But there is also, Rebecca has put a link on as well for these ones.
Oh, has she? So if you go, okay, we only went to that one to look up cow, what's it. If you look at this one, Hannah, on the website, there it is.
They are there somewhere, because we made sure.
That's right, we found it.
We made sure to make it very easy, because normally you would have it on the inside of here, but these ones don't. So I just wanted to show everyone that I'm just doing exactly what that you're going to do when you get this home.
Yeah.
And what you're looking for is this.
Oh, yeah, I've just found that on mine, like a dirty purple one.
Oh, maroon.
How rude.
How rude. You're looking for that one because that is your starting. So
right.
If you don't start here, you will not get a heart. I don't know what you'll get.
Oh, yes, of course.
But you won't get a heart, because all these now, and I'll just take this one, just give it a shake.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shake. Oh, it's very fluffy.
So that has been formed with the right loops in the right place to make a heart.
Exactly. So this pale pink one here is going to be the bottom of your heart.
Yeah.
And then
that will be the next row up.
Then it will start shaping that way. But if you don't start in the right place, John, you're not
going
to have a
wonky
heart.
You'll have one single one there and a couple
You
over.
will.
Yeah.
You're going to have a wonky heart. Wow. And it tells you on the instructions. So we do 26. So we need to count out 26, but not including the starting loop.
So don't include the one with the dirty purple. They all got dirty purple on.
Maroon, John.
Yeah, they have all got dirty purple on.
And I'm trying to keep them straight.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter if they twist. It's not going to, you're not going to change the overall look. Do try and keep the bottom row if you can.
Yeah.
So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. So this time, because it is quite important, John, that I do start on the right one, I'm just going to put a little thing in there.
Yeah, but we have these lovely, those lovely stitch markers.
You do, which are over there, and I can't touch them because they're over there.
No, you can't open it.
No, I can't.
The stitch markers will be on underneath us on the website now. Oh, they're coming in the graphics now.
Right, so now we need to go back, but we need to leave the last 5 free. So again, I'm just going to mark this 5th one so I know not to go beyond that. And that's because we cut those to form our tail.
Yeah.
And it will tell you that on there. And then all we do is exactly the same as we've done before. Is we have our working loop. Now these are all in the plain stitch, so
yes.
they're every single one of these stitches.
Yes, so don't start doing a Wendy.
No, don't start hacking like I do. But as I say, that's how my brain works, John.
Yeah.
It never sits still. And we just do exactly the same. So we have the first stitch, and we just take the next one on the working yarn and pull it through. And the next one on the working yarn to the next one on the row. And just keep going all the way along. And these will be amazing for someone just starting out, because at the end of it, you get this lovely picture on it.
Yes.
And that's all we do. We just keep going.
You didn't make these two, did you?
I didn't make, no.
Rebecca Reed made these two. I think she's dropped a stitch.
No, I don't think she did.
Not that I want to gossip.
No, I don't think she... Did she drop a stitch?
No, sorry, oh, it's come from the suppliers.
Yes, it wasn't Rebecca. Oh, yes.
I fixed it for you, suppliers.
And that's all I'm doing, because I'm doing the plain stitch. I'm having the working yarn behind and pulling that working yarn back to front.
Okay, don't wear a black t-shirt while you're doing this, or black top. Yes.
I'm normally covered in cotton anyway, John, so this would just be like, it would just join the cotton. I tend to wear a lot of black, which is probably really silly in what I do.
Do you wear an apron while you're working?
No.
No.
No. Actually, I do have an apron for cooking, but again, I don't use it. I just get splashed.
Well, you should do what Fanny Craddock used to do, all stir away from you. Like that. Then it doesn't splash on you.
I don't actually do that, John, so I must remember that. I shall stir away from me.
I bet you don't stir. I bet you've got a machine to do it all, haven't you? Like one of those really colourful kitchen... I won't say a name, I don't know what make it is.
No, I am. My daughter makes the most amazing fluffy eggs. And when I can, I'm the one that's...
What's a fluffy egg?
Oh, just like fluffy. Her scrambled eggs are so fluffy, and it's all in the whisking. Oh. It's all in the whisking. I'm not very good at it, but I do give it a good go. So now you would leave the 5 free.
Right.
So now I know where I am, so I can remove that.
Yeah.
And we just go back again.
Yeah, because you've got 2 rows before the pale pink.
Exactly. So now what we do, we take the first stitch.
Yeah.
And just carry on all the way back. And
why do we need 5 loops left at the end?
Because they decided that.
Oh, there's no.
No, because it's not long enough to sew the whole of the bottom row up.
Oh, okay.
So they just decided.
But you can't change that.
You cannot change
then
it.
The pink things, the
You'll have a wonky heart. It will just be all over the place.
Okay.
And this is quite crucial that you don't drop a stitch, John, because if you do, it will put the whole of the picture.
So now this row has got the first of the pink stitches.
It has. So we're coming here, and this should be the centre stitch. It should be technically, if I've done it right. So we're now just going to do, the next one is going to be the pale pink one. Yeah. And this is the brilliant thing, because we don't have to do any joining, it does it all for us.
And you don't have to do any counting, really, apart from the beginning.
You don't have to do any counting.
It's now done for you. And also, visually, you'll be able to see if you've gone wrong, because when you come back on the next one, you need 3 stitches on the next one.
So the next one, exactly. So the next one, to make it go out like that, it should be 1, 2, and 3. So if it doesn't do 1, 2, and 3, then you just need to just check that you did have the right amount starting here. Yeah. So, and that's all you would do.
And it's easy enough to unpick. If you have gone wrong, just pull it and unravel it.
But don't give it a tug. Just give it a nice gentle tease, because the way it went in should be the way it comes out,
exactly.
John.
So one ball will
does
make
that.
This, right? So out of your kit, you can get 3 of those,
you can get
3 stars.
You can get 3 of those, but as I say, it would be really great if you can afford it to get the pale colour to go on the back.
Yes,
because then you could make that exactly. Then you could make the cushion. That would just look fantastic.
Oh, you don't gone up there. Sorry, Jeremy.
That would look amazing, wouldn't it?
Lovely.
And then you can see here that I've got the star is progressing, and now because I've got quite a lot and it's quite firm, I can literally...
You could sit and do it.
I now can just pick it up in front of the telly. I haven't got to worry about any tension, because providing you just pull it through, the next time that you pull it through anyway, it's going to sort the tension out for you. And I don't need even to think with this, because it's
brilliant.
It's just working up as I go along, John.
Brilliant, fantastic. So I've got to tell you that this colourway is sold out. The Cosmic Snowy Cosmic. Snowy Cosmo is sold out. The colour is sold out. I'm keeping that there because I can talk to you about the cowls in a second, but the Snowy Cosmo has sold out of the plain. So, would you like me to do a recap? So, let's start with, well, why don't you tell me where you want to start, Hannah? The pink, the pale pink, first of all. You get 3 balls in your bundle for £19.49. Now, with 3 balls, you need 1 for a cowl, 1 for a hat, and 2 for a cushion cover. However, if you want to make a scarf, use all 3 balls and just keep going. Just keep going and going and going until all 3. But just remember to leave enough to come back because you've got to do the different pulling through when you're finishing off. So don't get to the end and think, oh, I've only got 3 left. You need enough to go back pulling through that way to finish off. Anyway, £19.49. You will get 3. They're 100% polyester. They are so soft. They are so squidgy. They are so gorgeous. And they are Secret Princess. You get 3 balls of the yarn. Okay. Next is the one that we saw Wendy doing earlier. Seafoam, this one is called. Again, now when you go to the website, there's only a picture of 1 ball, right? You do get 3 for your £19.49. Right, now, if you're wondering where the patterns are, if you just joined us thinking, where's Wendy got those patterns from? Right, go to the website, go to the Yarn Lane website. Okay, apparently it's in 2 different places. Oh yeah, for Seafoam, for the plain ones, for the cowl, the hat and the cushion pattern, you go to the Seafoam or the pale pink and go down into the design details. You will see 3 different downloads there. You need to copy and paste the one that you want, whether it's for the cowl, whether it's for the hat, or whether it's for the cushion. And then you copy and paste it, and then the pattern will come up and tell you how to make it. Right? That's with those, right? While we're here, I'll show you the star and the other one in a second as well, right? So let's go to the star one. Right, so we'll just go to the star one. This has come off. So this one is you get 3 balls for your £26.99. You go to the website. You click on the one that we've got there. Oh, sorry, you don't want to do that? Why? Okay. Oh, okay. So when it's live, the details are at the top. When it's not live, the details are further down. You've got a cut and paste there. And that will give you the pattern. Actually, the thing is, you don't really need a pattern apart from telling you how many to put in a row, do you? But anyway, that will give you the pattern for the star, and it's the same detailing when you do the pink one for the heart as well. So the star one, you get 3 balls, and you can make 3 stars like that. You can make 3 of those. 1 ball makes 1 star. Okay, but you get all 3 balls for £26.99. Do you know what? It'd be a really, really good hobby to start, because you know, like if you start quilting, you think, got to buy a machine, got to buy a ruler, got to buy a rotary cutter, got to buy this, got to buy that. With this, all you have to do is buy those. Your pattern's free. All you've got to do is buy that bundle of 3 balls. I know. Right, and then the heart one. This is the heart one here. Oh, I've missed one out over this side. I'll go back to unicorn in a second. This is the heart one, £26.99. Again, you get 3 balls, so you will be able to make 3 hearts. £26.99. That one's called Magic Heart, that one. Magic Heart. Right, sorry, I missed out unicorn on this side, which knits up like this. That's the hat pattern. You just need 1. Now, you might need 2. Oh, I'm not going to put on. Hannah's had it on. It's quite a big hat. Let's put it that way. It's quite a big hat. This is unicorn. You get 3 balls for £19.49. And again, if you go, we're not going to show it now, but if you go to the details on the website, go into details, there are 3 downloads. You need to cut and paste them. One for a cowl, one for a hat, and one for a cushion cover. Okay, this one, the unicorn, is about to sell out. Unicorn's about to sell out, which means in the hat, the cowl and the cushion, I've got the pale pink and the sea foam, and I'm all right at the moment for the stars and the hearts. I've got the stitch markers here. Running low. These sold out the first time we showed them. £14.99. Now, Yarn Lane is meant to be on the Monday, Wednesday and Friday. However, this Friday is Black Friday. So Yarn Lane will be back on Saturday. It's still me because I'm in Friday and Saturday this week. So on Friday, Sewing Street is 5 hours of Black Friday deals. There's an advert coming up in the advert break next. And then on Saturday, it will be 4 hours of Sewing Street, and Yarn Lane will be at 12 o'clock on Saturday. Do we know who it is? Carol. Cool Wool Designs. And she's doing crocheted bags. That's Saturday at 12 o'clock. Okay, thanks ever so much for your company. We've got to go. Thank you, Wendy, for all your expertise today. It's a lot, isn't it? 3 hours. I'm not in tomorrow on Sewing Street. Vix is on Sewing Street tomorrow. Make sure you join her tomorrow. And I will see you on Friday on Sewing Street and Saturday, Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. Go. Join me on Friday the 27th of November for a jam-packed day of deals for Black Friday on Sewing Street. We will be bringing you plenty of new fabric and sewing products at amazing prices. And the fun does not stop there. We have even more spectacular savings for the weekend, right up to Cyber Monday. Keep an eye on our social media pages and email newsletter for more details and sneak peeks of what's on offer. Follow us on Facebook by searching Sewing Street TV, search Sewing Street on Instagram, and sign up for our email newsletter on the website at www.sewingstreet.com. And not forgetting our sister show, Yarn Lane. We'll have some amazing savings on there too. Check them out at www.yarnlane.com.
Have you heard about Yarn Lane, a TV show dedicated to knitting, crochet and all things yarn, bringing you demonstrations from our expert guests as well as the latest tools. Watch us on Freeview Channel 74, Sky Channel 670 or on our YouTube channel. And find out what's coming up on the show by following us on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to our email newsletter or visit the programme guide on our website at www.yarnlane.com.